Good afternoon to everybody, my friends and dear students and English lovers. Today I will going to teach you a very famous poem. The name of the poem is Where the Mind is Without Fear. This poem is written by Rabindranath Tagore, who was born in Calcutta 1861 and died in 1941. This is the author of the Gitanjali, and its profoundly sensitive, fresh and beautiful verse. Gitanjali is a group of poems in which there are number of poems are included in the name of book that is called Gitanjali. In that Gitanjali, this particular poem, that is Where the Mind is Without Fear, is number 35. He is the well-known poet, dramatist, educationist and a famous poet of English literature who got the Nobel Prize award for their literary work, that is Gitanjali, in 1913. Actually, Gitanjali is comprised in 1910, and he got awarded the Nobel Prize for his literary Gitanjali 1913. So in this particular poem is thoroughly read by the lovers of the poem. Originally, this poem is one of the vastly read and discussed poem by the poet lovers. Means whole world, those who interested in the poem, that group of the poet lovers is thoroughly read by this poem. So friends, this is actually composed in Bengali language because Rabindranath Tagore belongs to West Bengal, and there the mother tongue is Bengali. So whole the literature of that time he has written in Bengali language, and later on he translated or himself translated into English. This poem is from Nobel Prize winning anthology Gitanjali. So friend, I already told you this poem is given from the book Gitanjali, in which book there are so many poems are written under this title Gitanjali. This is the main book, and in that book there are so many poems. So Where the Mind is Without Fear is 35 numbers verse in that Gitanjali book. Tagore lived during the time when India was ruled by the British. So this is the era when we ruled the Britishers on our country, that is India, and that time he belongs to the poet. He comes from the slavery era when we all are slave in the British rule of India. At that time he wrote this poem. So the basic theme of the poem is given here. In this poem, poet wants political freedom, education, educational freedom, social freedom in the country, and that's why that's why he prays towards the God that he gives the freedom to every countryman of India. It is the praise of the Rabindranath Tagore before the Almighty, that is God. So friend, this is the introduction of author. The actual poem is, we now let us begin. First of all, where the mind is without fear and head is held high, where the knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into the fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert stand of dead habits, where the mind is led forward by thee into the ever widening thoughts and actions, into the heaven of freedom. My father, let my country awake. Rabindranath Tagore. So this is the whole poem which I am reading to you, friend. Now we will explain it line to line. In the first line, where is stand for place? He wants the place that is where the mind is without fear and head is held high. Held high means respect. Held high means respect. Each and every person in the country should have a respect to each other. And then where the knowledge is free. So this is the main theme. Knowledge is education. So it gives the education to all the countrymen free. It is no of any cost. When we get the education, it is not dependent upon the caste, class and groups. It is totally for all countrymen free. So in these two lines, when we got respect or give respect to everyone people, then the knowledge is compulsory. If the knowledge is not got free in this country, then how can the countrymen respect with each other, give respect to each other? Where the world has not broken up into the fragments by narrow domestic walls. In this line, where is the place? Where is the place? Where is the place? And world has not been broken. It is not speak about the country but speak about the world. World is not has been broken up into the fragments. So what is fragments? Fragment it is a small pieces. It means poet wants to suggest us that every man fragmented or divided into a religion, group, caste, creeds, in that every every man in the world is fragmented in this criteria. What is the criteria? Criteria is about the religion, caste, various groups, creeds. We should not be differentiated the man in the world on the basis of caste, creeds, and religion and groups by the narrow domestic walls. So, narrow domestic walls means when we take the education, then these domestic wall, or when we take the knowledge, when we acquire the knowledge, we have to become narrow minded, not a limited minded. So we have a broad minded, we have not become a narrow minded, we have become a broad minded. When we become the broad minded, then we have not broken up into the fragments where the words come out from the depth of truth, where the words come out from the depth of truth. It is righteousness. It is called righteousness. When we speak the truth to everyone, it means we should not lie to everybody. We should not speak lie to everyone. When we meet the persons in day to day life, we have made many lies to hidden the truth what we have done. So here poet wants to suggest, gives advice that where the words come out from the depth of truth, where the tireless striving stretches its arms toward the perfection. When we acquire a goal, then we have not to stop. We have continuous striving, continuous struggle to get that aim, get that success. If we do not get any success, then it means we have not struggled, not striving towards the success. If we want to get success in every field, what you have see the aim in your life, then it must contain the tireless striving stretches its arm. It means struggle, continuous efforts and struggle to acquire the success, to acquire the aim that you have to seen, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way. So in this line, this is the very beautiful line, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way. So reason is reason behind what we have acquired. In when we living the society, there are many traditions, there are many superstitions. When we acquired or when we accept the tradition or superstition, what is the truth behind it, or what is the reason behind to accept that tradition, that superstition, it means we have to clarify the scientific reason behind the tradition, and traditions and way of living. So friend, in this line we have many superstition in society. Many superstition, as we know about it, these superstitions, these traditions may harmful to us. When it may harmful to us, then it must duty of us to find out the reason behind the tradition, behind the superstition, that it may be told by the right author or poet of the poem. Into the dreary, dreary desert stand of dead habits. Dead habits means old tradition and customs that I already told you, where the mind is led forward by thee. So the mind is led forward by thee. So thee means here God. Thee means identify for the God. It is referred to the God, where the mind is led forward by thee. Our mind goes towards the God into ever widening thoughts and actions. So, ever widening, it means our own attitude, our own outlook, uh, watching the actions and thoughts. Where the thoughts and actions are good, then everything what we have to do is the best one. So in the last line, into that heaven of freedom, my father let my country awake. So here my father means God Almighty. He is addressed to God, before the God or Almighty. He make a prayer before the Almighty, that heaven means everywhere where the place is happiness, we have find the happiness in that place, so it is called heaven. What our country should become heaven, when our country should become heaven of freedom, when we act, thought the actions good, at that time our country is already become the heavens. And hence in the last line he prays to the God or appeals to the God, let my countrymen awake. So it is very necessary for countrymen to awake, to fulfill his country, is fulfill the dream of the country. So this is the poem, that is the where the mind is without fear. When we talk about the rhyming scheme of this poem, so here this poem is written in blank verse. So it is written in blank verse, it has no any rhyming scheme. In this poem, when we talk about the literary devices, that is figure of speeches, in that, in this particular poem we have found alliteration, personification, apostrophe, metaphor. These four figure of speeches are found in the poem. So I hope students you have enjoyed it, it poem. Thank you for watching me. If you not yet subscribed my YouTube channel Professor Sandipan Munde, please subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you, and share to your friend also, friends. Thank you so much for watching.